What a climb! You do get a stunning, stunning view. In this episode we continue our exploration of Kekova Roads. We sail through the unique sunken city, visit the village of Ucagiz, hike up a fascinating Byzantine castle, and scramble our way through Aperllae, an ancient Byzantine capital city.
We have read and seen pictures of a castle on the hill behind the town. So today we're going to motor into town, find somewhere to anchor and try and get up to the castle. So we're going from here, we're anchored now, around, out and into the town. And the castle is there. It's about 4.5 miles.
We're sailing past Kekova's sunken city. So this whole inside of the island is old ruins and buildings. You can see the outlines of them and the cliffs. So there's a kayak tour. In fact, there's a number of kayak tours. It's one of the few super yachts we've seen in this part of the world, is this little mini one that just gave way to us. Steaming down the roads. We're crossing the roads. We're going to head into the inner bay. This is the small town that we're going to go and have a look at, and then we'll probably take the dinghy over and have a look at the castle and then the restauranty area. One of the appeals of this part of Turkey is the mix of archaeological ruins from different eras. We can see a number of sarcophagi from Dakini. We're just going to motor past them now. Supermarket. Oh dear, we're just walking through the little village of Ucagiz, or I think maybe Ucagiz, and someone suggested I need a shave and pointed me at the barbers. Oh dear. Vintage rugs appear to be a popular retail item here in Ucagiz. We are running out of village. And as you sail around these areas, you start seeing the same yachts. So Liberty, this US flagged vessel out here, was also in Kale Koy. Quick stop off at Dakini to drop off our supplies from Ucagiz, and now we are off again. This time to Kale Koy, the little village, largely restaurants we think, at the base of the Genoese Castle. Not until we go alongside. If I confess I'm always a little bit cynical when it comes to things like this. The perfectly placed sarcophagi to enable snorkeling tours and kayaking tours to go right by it.
It's almost worth getting a kayak for that.
We're going to attempt to climb to the Genoese Castle, and you know we're doing that because it is 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and that is when we climb up stuff. It's bloody hard work. So this area has been continuously inhabited since 400 BC due to its strategic importance, protecting the Kekova Roads sort of area. This is a Genoese castle, is the most dominant feature, but there's also Roman baths and all sorts of other things to look at.
Yeah, I think we could have walked up there in the end.
Oh, right.
It doesn't matter.
What a climb! 290 lira for the two of us. You do get a stunning, stunning view. So there's Dakini in the inner harbour. There's the entrance there. And then this is the roads themselves. So you can see the Mediterranean through there. That's Kekova Island, and that's the other entrance to the roads there. Further down into the castle and you get a sense for the different eras. So here's a 300 seat small Roman theatre. It was a big castle. There's a rock tomb. Out we go. Wow, it only took an hour or so, but this place is now packed. So you can make out the outlines of the foundations of the buildings, and then where the buildings were carved into the rock walls. We enjoyed our menemes so much the other day in Cash that I'm trying to cook one myself. Cal's given me all the instructions though, so it's really her doing all the work. The special ingredient is pulled biber, or Aleppo type of chili. Cal's come in to rescue me at the important stage, which is the eggs.
We're not sure what we're doing.
Stir it on through, I reckon. Yeah.
But it looks pretty good.
It does.
It's not that different.
There you go, might have the balance not quite right between the tomato and the tomato paste and then the eggs.
Oh, that's good.
Still gonna taste fantastic, I think.
Looks similar.
Does indeed. Just doing my engine checks this morning. So what I do is I'll do a visual inspection of the seawater strainer. This looks okay. Visual inspection of the fuel water separator, which we cleaned out a few videos ago. Visual inspection of this. It's dropped a little bit since we filled it up in colada. That's the radiator fluid, but it hasn't dropped any further than that. Test the belts on the alternator. So you should have about I think about a finger's width. Might be a little bit low, but anyway. Visual inspection of our dirty engines that probably need a clean at some point. And then I'm going to check the oil. which is a tough one to do on camera, but that's down here. In limits, so our oil change is due in about 150 engine hours. Nice driving, skipper. My turn to do some sightseeing. I'm going to try and visit the ancient ruins of Aperllae. It's about a 1.5 kilometre walk from the end of the Western Channel in Kekova Roads. Kale's going to rest her foot, which is still pretty sore after the anchor incident. It's a good sign that it's called the Aperllae restaurant. Hopefully I can find a walking track. One can definitely overdo it in efforts to not have to pay to use a wharf. I think the lady thinks I'm crazy. I've left the dinghy there. Got quite muddy. Aperllae pension. I don't think this is on the Lycian Way, but in saying that, it's an amazingly well formed track. Yeah, I'll be curious to see if I see any signs that suggest I'm actually on the Lycian Way. I think Aperllae is supposed to be a Byzantine city or town. Well, I have no idea what this huge hole is, but it seems significant. Taking advantage of some good internet reception to do some research. I'm definitely on the Lycian Way. Just trying to find out a little bit more about the ruins. Aperllae was huge, so I've climbed up into some of the walls, city walls I guess, and you can see it stretching out over there. Knowing that it went all the way down to the water's edge and further. There's some more over there. So it started in the 400 BC, judging by the coins they had minted, or they found minted from this era. So 400 BC started because it was close to the mollusc trade for the purple dyes, and it's been inhabited since then, 400 BC all the way through to the Byzantine Empire. Aperllae is well worth the walk. Just from here I can really see all the underwater structures, the edges of roads, the wharves would have been over there, and then right up into the hills you can see the city walls and then all the fortifications and things. Stunning. There you go, a little taste of the Lycian Way. Pensions, restaurants, Wi-Fi, camping, and lots of ruins. Someone? Anyway?